take people in or banish them, to kill or let live.
On the surface, The Walking Dead is a show about individual ethics, but actually it's more complex than that.
Even if you're stupid, which you very may well be,
I've got stuff.
You can understand it. Here goes, pay attention.
Understanding The Walking Dead is tricky because unlike other live-action zombie franchises, it does not just critique certain aspects of our own society, like consumerism, corporate power, or mass hysteria. Instead, it models the development of a new society from the ground up. Let's follow our survivors from the very beginning. Rick's group thought that pre-apocalypse technocracy would save them from being nomads, but they were in for a bitter surprise at the CDC.
I'm all that's left.
After a brief stay at the farm, they had to switch back to a hunter-gatherer lifestyle, which necessitated an authoritarian brand of leadership from Rick.
This isn't a democracy anymore.
But once the group did find a place to settle, Rick gradually changed his views.
It's not my call. I was wrong.
We vote.
At the prison, the group was faced with yet another dilemma. Are we farmers now, or are we still warriors?
You need to look the part. Find you a good pair of overalls. A little piece of wheat out of the corner of your mouth, maybe a bigger ass.
The simple reality was that they just didn't have the numbers to specialize, so everyone had to be both. In the meantime, zombies became an inconsequential part of the scenery. They're not really predators now, just herds that can be managed relatively easily or used against other people. And despite the challenges brought by Woodbury, Terminus, and the Wolves, Rick's group maintained a positive vision of human nature throughout the years.
You have to believe your life is precious, that all life is precious.
Then, the world of settlers expanded to include city-states like Alexandria, Kingdom, and Hilltop.
Your world's about to get a whole lot bigger.
For the first time on the show, here were communities not bent on destroying each other. At the same time, though, groups who believe the natural human condition is to be at each other's throat now had a leader competent enough not to shoot up all his subjects.
Welcome to a brand new beginning, you sorry shits.
Negan used the Savior's brand to unite everyone who had roamed the roads and the forests, like the Claimers and the Wolves did.
We are the saviors.
We provide security to others. We bring civilization back to this world.
He used all that muscle to claim authority over the settlers in Alexandria, Kingdom, and Hilltop.
Hot diggity dog. This place is magnificent.
I'm not in charge anymore. Negan is.
However, Rick's group withdrew from Negan's contract and convinced the others to do so too, which culminated in the battle at the end of the last season.
Alexandria will not fall! Not on this day!
When it comes to opposing Negan, Rick and company aren't only driven by a desire to avenge their friends. So why would Alexandria, Kingdom, and Hilltop all reject Negan's project? The short answer is because it's unnecessary, unjust, and has no productive vision of the future. First, never mind the scruffy hip look, Negan is irrelevant. His brand of leadership would have made sense at the beginning of the show's timeline. Now though, it's yesterday's news. Among the three towns, there's a shared understanding that we don't need to give away all our freedoms in exchange for protection. The world is simply less scary and dangerous now.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
So Negan doesn't really provide anything of value to make his rule legitimate.
You are mine. The people back there, they are mine. This is mine.
Second, Negan is unfair.
Everybody gets fresh vegetables at dinner. No points needed.
See that? Respect.
He takes away rights and freedoms as he pleases, and his taxation system is equally arbitrary.
If you don't have something interesting for us, somebody's gonna die.
Negan's rule ends up being a mob racket. He's really protecting you from himself and not other people or walkers. If you're not into taking away other people's mattresses, the only job you can do in Negan country is growing veggies. Turns out, being just a farmer, not that much fun. Finally, Negan has no vision for the future. Negan lives only in the now, and in the big picture, he has nothing but despair to offer.
Bet you thought you were all gonna grow old together. Doesn't work like that, Rick. Not anymore.
Negan's only value proposition is glowing in the reflection of his charismatic smile as you engage in controlled pillaging with the other saviors.
This is the kind of thing that just tickles my balls.
Beyond following his personal leadership, there's no long-term plan.
Who are you?
Negan. I am everywhere.
What happens when Negan dies or is overthrown by a resentful subordinate? With Negan, there's no ideal to strive for, just exploitative taxation while supplies last. Thankfully, there's an alternative to Negan. Really, since day one, the show has been building up to the ascendance of Rick as the leader of the post-apocalyptic world. Unlike Negan's, Rick's vision is relevant and shared by other communities. He's moved past seeing the world as war of all against all. He's determined to create an environment where everyone is welcome and can prosper.
You put down your weapons. Walk through those gates. You're one of us.
Rick doesn't encroach on other competent leaders' domains and reasons with them as long as open conversation is possible. But most importantly, Rick and company have a vision for the future.
Making a future for Judith, for Glenn and Maggie's baby, fighting the fight. That's living. You showed me that.
They want to see their children grow up in a world free of tyranny. They value this vision so much that they're prepared to die for it.
We can lose our friends, people we love. It's not about us anymore. It's about a future.
Can Rick dismantle Negan's tyranny? Can he take his place and become the fair leader of the free world? What do you think? Are we giving Rick too much credit here? Leave a comment, let us know if we missed anything in our analysis. We don't bite. Please like, subscribe, and click the bell if you want to see more video essays like this. And if you haven't seen it, check out part 1 of our series on The Walking Dead.